clear. Go.
Welcome back to another Cyberpunk 2077 news update. There were several interesting developments in this week's Cyberpunk 2077 news, which I will be covering in today's video, including Mike Pondsmith and Art Alsorian Games providing a provisional release date for the Cyberpunk Red core rulebook. Updates include CD Projekt Red attending Gamescom 2019. I shall also be dropping another red pill on recent Cyberpunk 2077 release date misinformation. CD Projekt Red have yet to provide any official statements on Gamescom 2019, which will be held on 21st to 24th of August in Cologne, Germany. But CDPR are now listed as having an exhibitor stand on the Gamescom website. I have spoken with some of my friends at CDPR who have implied they would be attending. Concerning a potential Cyberpunk 2077 release date and apparent news of CDPR working on another AAA RPG title, this information stems from a 2016 CD Projekt Capital Group's strategy document for the years 2016 to 2021. This document, amongst other things, states that leading up to 2021, Cyberpunk 2077 will be released, as well as another AAA RPG title, including an expansion of their core franchises with additional media content and product lines. What various street rats deliberately neglected to mention about the CD Projekt Capital Group strategy document is the disclaimer at the end, which reads, "The information contained in this document reflects current conditions and projections based upon the status quo, which is liable to change. All forecasts and statements concerning future events are based upon subjective opinions, evaluations and assumptions, and may therefore prove erroneous or inaccurate." It's no surprise many opted not to mention this vital piece of information because it would not fit their narrative of attempting to deceive Cyberpunk 2077 fans. This document from 2016 resurfaced this week as on the official CD Projekt Investor Relations Forum, a moderator by the name of Donata Popławska commented that this strategy remains in place, although the moderator forgot to add the caveat that the information is subject to change. I suspect when Donata made the post, she was unaware that so many individuals would take her comment out of context. The vast majority of posts made online by other gaming companies are not subject to the same level of scrutiny as those from CDPR employees. For argument's sake, let us entertain the possibility that the document is indeed accurate. It covers a time period of 2017 to 2021. This does not equate to Cyberpunk 2077 being released in 2021, as some commentators have suggested. It's just a possibility. Secondly, it seems prudent that CDPR would already be working on titles they plan to release after Cyberpunk 2077, similar to how they worked on Cyberpunk 2077 alongside the Witcher franchise. If 2021 is the hypothetical target release date for this second title, I suspect a significant amount of time after the release of Cyberpunk 2077 would be necessary for CDPR to shift their resources into the game, which would imply a release date much earlier than 2021. As for what CD Projekt Red's next AAA title will be, there is currently no information available on this topic. Mike Pondsmith and Art Alsorian Games have provided a provisional release date for the Cyberpunk Red core rulebook. Fans will be able to purchase a physical copy at Gen Con Indianapolis, August 1st to 4th. Please note this release date is provisional and still subject to change. I spoke with my friends at Art Alsorian Games and can also confirm that physical copies of the rulebook will be available on their website shortly afterwards, while PDF copies should be available from August 1st on the Drive-Thru RPG website. Naturally, I will be covering Cyberpunk Red in depth for you and will also be doing a review of the game. What does this Cyberpunk Red release mean for Cyberpunk 2077? Cyberpunk Red should provide many insights into the history between 2020 and 2077, and what happened to characters such as Johnny Silverhand and Morgan Blackhand at the end of the Fourth Corporate War. And many fans will speculate this may be an indication of when Cyberpunk 2077 will be ready, which is fine. Unfortunately, it's almost guaranteed that street rats will abuse this information to create more clickbait and fake news on a Cyberpunk 2077 release date. The release of the Cyberpunk Red core rulebook should not be viewed as being correlated with when CD Projekt Red will potentially release Cyberpunk 2077. Altasaurian Games have reprinted the original 34 by 32 inch Night City map available from DriveThruRPG, while CDPR hinted they might provide a map of Night City from 2077 in the future. In this week's CD Projekt Red Q&A, Philip Weber, quest designer on Cyberpunk 2077, stated that in comparison to Witcher 3, when designing quests, he has to consider different opportunities such as netrunning skills, and how often they give you more ways to solve a quest or challenges within a quest. In some instances, there are 5 different ways to solve the same quest. The nonsense about Cyberpunk 2077 being an Epic Game Store exclusive returned this week, despite the CDPR community team already publicly stating back in February that it will not be an exclusive. In addition, Marcin Momot, global community lead, once again confirmed that CD Projekt Red are committed to the goal of making Cyberpunk 2077 available to as many gamers as possible on their platform of choice. Given multiple statements that Cyberpunk 2077 will not be an Epic Game Store exclusive, it should be a dead topic by now. One would think that most people would be aware that CDPR have their own platform, GOG. If you do intend to play Cyberpunk 2077 on the PC, I highly recommend buying it from GOG in order to support CD Projekt Red. Porsche used the clockwork music from DJ Hyper, which you may remember from the E3 2018 trailer, in their latest commercial. The official Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter account made a humorous reference to it. It was also confirmed that V will be able to customize their weapons using a variety of attachments like sights and mods. Some street rats have been spreading misinformation about customization and the ability of V to swap which hand they can hold their weapon in, but the CDPR team have already confirmed that V will be right-handed.